Hello there. Good evening. Hopefully, let me turn down the sound. Hopefully the sound levels are nominal. Let me get to the chat. Hello, Hot Cheeto. Who's Goober? That's a good question. How's everybody doing tonight? Let me check. Let me move something. Good evening, Dark Shades. How's it going? Thanks for joining. Yeah, I ended up having clouds, partly cloudy, mostly cloudy during the day when I was hoping to do a solar stream today, so we'll see. I think it'll just have to be a surprise, because clearly the day is not cooperating. The day sky is not cooperating. But it is clear here and at Starfront, but because I'm kind of still recovering from last couple nights, I am only doing Starfront tonight. So hello Wiley Sight. Good evening. So let me get to it. Yeah, I'm still having mystery issues with my hello Slim Vervenet. Good evening. Thanks for joining. So yeah, I am it's still at astronomical twilight, but we'll get that scope going. Actually, let me separate these two. Yeah, I'm still having these weird issues with this Windows computer. Oh, nice. Well, that's cool. How'd that work? How's everyone doing? I'm doing fine. How are you? And don't forget to like the video if you haven't already. While people are joining. All right, so we'll go start up, and we'll see if this actually starts up. Good thing is it should be clear all evening, and the moon's in the last quarter, so it won't be rising until well after midnight. So it didn't break anything. Cool. Thank you. Thanks, Hot Cheeto. All right, so that's interesting. Make it something you can opt out or not opt out. Yeah, that makes sense. What are we going to image first? Good question. I have a list, things that were suggested yesterday. I'm open to new suggestions, but there were a number of things we haven't gotten to over the last couple nights, so I'm going to try some of those out. I may have to download Stellarium on this computer, because it is not currently on this computer. The good thing is, or good/bad thing, we're at the summer solstice, so going forward, this will be about as late of a start as I will have for evening live streams. So it's all downhill from here. Unfortunately, not temperature-wise in Texas, but yeah, the list, yes. Unfortunately, my to-do list app is kind of in a state, and plus it's on this computer, and I'm having these other issues. I may have to reinstall Windows. But last night, let me see, get to the right place. Even though I didn't have a solar stream, one thing I did get to tonight, or today, wait, let me see. Yeah, okay. So oh good, I was able to align without failing. One good thing is, even though I didn't, I was able to exercise the spectroheliograph a couple of days ago, but the mini PC was kind of cooking outside, and I kind of reused something I already had to act as an enclosure for it that should greatly improve the shade on the thing. So I'll be less leery of having it outside in the sun, and the cabling should also be a little simpler as a nice side effect. All right. So there were a few things. I do want to try doing the Dragons of Ara at some point. That's a very southern target, but I think that's going to be, yeah, it has risen, but it'll probably be another hour before I try that. Yeah. So that is, I'll put that down as an 11 p.m. Yeah, there's some other things. Another one, NGC 5367, which is also another southern target. 5367. Some of these were things I had put down. That one's about as good as we can do right now, so I'll bump that up on the list. Let me see where NGC Cheeto suggested NGC 3718, which is a galaxy, and it is, can we wait a little bit later for that one? No. Let me look at that other galaxy, because the problem is, I mean, not galaxy, that nebula. That one's another low one, so maybe I don't want to do two low ones, and plus I'm not even sure how it's going to look. Yeah, I'll probably skip that one. Maybe I'll just start with that galaxy. The list. Oh, nice. Let me, while I'm getting that going, I had brought up the live streaming. Let me, move that off screen and go. So we've got Dark Shades, Cosmic Ray, and Wiley Sight streaming on the Discord server. And since haven't been plugging that recently, I'll at least try to plug it once tonight. The Discord server is here, but I will bring that up on screen. So here's Cosmic Ray. So I can see what's going on. Oh, nice, M101, that's coming along nicely. And Dark Shades has M64, and that's getting some good detail in the center of the galaxy. And Wiley Sight was trying out, or is imaging M57, and he had noted that he was doing 20-second exposures, and it was overexposing some bits of it, and it was kind of hard to recover detail. So he's trying actually 5-second exposures, I think, or 10. 5-second exposures, and so that'll be an interesting test to see if that helps for some of those kind of targets where it's a little brighter. Which does remind me, before I forget, let me change some of my settings before I go to the first target. So I've been increasing the dither. Helps if I tap on the right keyboard. And accidentally hit F1 instead of 1. Come on. There we go. And is there anything else I want to change here? Nope. So we'll go to that, and then I will go to, I think I will go ahead and, why is that taking a while? Oh, that's interesting. What is going on? Okay. Hold on, sorry. Okay. Why is it? It's weird. Like, why did it take that long to save? The connection was working, and so was it an Alp glitch? Anyway, so let's go image, and we will do NGC 3718 just to get going on something, and then I will do, I want to do the Dragons of Ara after that. So let's get going on that. Let's see. Oops. Sorry, let me go back to the thing. When is he gonna stream? Yeah, why not? Good evening, Star Traveler. How's it going? Thanks for joining. Don't feel like getting Seestar Alp. You don't need, well, I guess you would have to do Alp. Pinwheel tonight? Nice. Let me go look at... Okay, cool. Nice. All right. I think it's doing the dark calibration, which is why the dinosaur is running. Yeah, it's doing the dark frame calibration. It's looking nice. You can already see the Milky Way starting to kind of pivot into view for the all-sky camera, which is cool. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that looks once it's processed. The M57. Yeah, I'll do that. Do it this way so I can... I should come up with a way where I can automatically cycle through things. Okay, now it's doing an autofocus, and once it stops, the dinosaur will stop running. Hopefully. Yeah, let me see. Next week, I might be out in the country, or out of the city. And let me see. I've been watching the forecast, hoping it's actually going to be clear next week, and it's looking a little iffy, unfortunately. I'm going to bring along my scope, and just in case, And if it's clear, I'll live stream, because it's like a Bortle 4 out there, which is massively better than what it is at home. So, and if not, I might stream anyway, but just won't be observing. Well, if it's clear at Starfront, I'll stream. So this will be interesting. Let me magnify a bit. Yeah, okay. Oh, hey, I see that random Erewhon bot is being queried. I still need to... It's actually, we're still running on my laptop. I need to fix that. Because I see it, it doesn't really put a load on the computer typically, but, and since I'm not streaming from here, it's okay. All right. All right. Okay. Used VLC on the Windows PC to stream Discord, but that works for the if you're doing daytime streaming, right? What does all the data on M57 really do? I mean, you could drizzle it, I guess, to get more resolution. Maybe get some more detail in the center of it. Cited for NGC 3718. Yeah, I've imaged it before, but I'm imaging it again, and I do hope to combine the data at some point. But I'll have it go for a while tonight. Yeah. Bot chat, there's issues. No, I think I replied. I sent a message in there. Yeah. Fit files. The problem is fit files, like Cyril will read them, and there's some other software that'll read them, but Windows by default, unless you install a viewer, doesn't know how to open them. So when you get the fit file in Cyril, there's a little icon. Unfortunately, I can't bring it up because I don't have Cyril on this computer. But you can basically save as and then change the file type in the dialog to, instead of fit, change it to like PNG or JPEG, and then save it. And then that'll be more compatible with more software. But that's what I would recommend trying. I mean, that's what I usually do, because a lot of software doesn't deal with fit files well. Man. I mean, there's a dark dust lane in the center here, which you can kind of see, but there we go. Why does it have to do this? So I have to, let me move it like that, and oh, come on. Is there a way to recenter this? No. Oh, that's interesting. Oh. Notice it's closer to where the cursor is up there, but as I move further away, it moves away. It's like a scaling issue. Let me reset that and then do this. Okay, maybe there's a limit to how it works. Okay, where is it even? Oh, there it is. It's really confused. But you can see the dust lane kind of going diagonally through the core of the galaxy. And it has kind of these pinwheel type, this pinwheel shape that'll become more apparent with time, with a little bit more time. That's why I say you have to save as. Yeah, like save it as. Supernova. Supernova or nova? Did that just happen? 11 hours ago. Unexpected nova. Let's look this up. Let's look this up. V462 Wolf. Let's see, what is it also known as is it WR? Is that what it is? It is... Okay. What does it also go by? Trying to find the where it is. Oh, hi. Hello, Astro Chris. How's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Currently at work, yeah. But I'm glad to see you. So where is this? It's in the constellation. Lupus. So let's see where Lupus. It's actually not too bad. It's fairly far south, but not. It's doable. It's doable. So let's see. V462. Okay. Okay. It's okay. So just looking at the constellation map. It's right around 15 hours of declination. Okay, and minus. Okay, I think I got where it is. So actually, let me look it up here so you can see what I'm looking at. It's V462. This. Actually, let's see. Wow. It's up to 5.5 magnitude, so it's actually naked eye now. Nova. Yeah, no, it's I know how that goes. Things have been, Chevy Nova. Yeah. Hello, Otto, good evening. So let me see, where this thing is. And if we can get there fairly easily. So if I go look at this, it would be right around there. So let me see, where is it? Well, I can just dial in the coordinates, actually. I'm gonna stop the galaxy and go to this nova. Let's take a look at it before I stop it. Yeah, it's looking. No, that's the wrong one. There. Starting to get that dust line across diagonally, but I want to try to get this nova. All right. So, let's see. Let's see what might be near it. It's 15 hours, 8 minutes. So off screen, I'm using Stellarium and I'm dialing in the coordinates. 15 hours, 8 minutes, 3 seconds. Alright, and minus 40 degrees, 8 minutes. 29 seconds. Oops. Okay. It's fairly far south, but it's doable from Starfront, which is cool. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So I have it dialed in, so I will get the coordinates, and it's right near PGC 54. So, but I'm gonna call this V462 loopy. So, oh dang it, I didn't mean to do that. Let me go into the schedule. And then image, grab the coordinates, V462 loopy, and let me append it. Alright, so let's go back to this, and I'm gonna switch gears. Man, it has gotten photobombed here, but let's go. So it's going on to the next one. Yeah, the Saturn. Yeah, lots of satellite trails. Sorry, just trying to. The satellite info. That's true. That's true. Just like the all sky camera I have does that. Okay. Now this should be pretty bright. Let's go to... Should be very bright. Oops, did not mean to do that. So what is the name of it? It's Aladdin Light. Okay. That's a weird horizontal line there. Let me look for an object nearby. PGC 600531. Okay. So this is kind of the general area. Oh, I guess that was some kind of satellite or something going through. So let me look at this field. Oh. Let me double check that I've got the coordinates right. 58327. It says we're in minus 39. So let me change that. I think I see what I did. Okay, so let's try this again. Okay, it's nearby. It's just a skill issue. I did the wrong thing. All right. Let's... Okay. It should only have a very short distance to go, so... Whoa. Wondering if that very bright star in the middle is the nova. Because in this field of view... Yeah, this star down here is 5.8 magnitude. This one right here. And let me close this. I don't use the online Sinbad Aladdin that much. Let's see. Trying to get my bearings in here. Oh, it's too zoomed out. Let me 6, 5, 6, 5, 5, 7, which is near it. Okay. Okay. So getting my bearings here. Let's see what the coordinates are. It's 15. 08, 3. Oh, wrong way. Sorry. I was looking at the wrong number. Okay, and 40. 08. Yeah, so 1508, 3, and 4007, or 4008. So see, right here, that's that. Okay, I think I've got my bearings here now. So, if I'm reading this right, so this star, I think, is this star, and then this is this, but that star is not in this image. And looking at it in Stellarium, this star right here, looking at the framing of it in Stellarium, is 5.8 magnitude, and there's no other star that bright in the field. So this is the nova, and that is very bright. It's at least as bright as that other one, 5.8. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, you have it, yeah, in the center. Yeah. So I was just trying to line it up with what's in Sinbad, just to show that it's like, yeah, there's nothing that bright in this field of view besides this star, but yet there it is. Yeah, you should definitely try that, because it's definitely will be a lot easier for you. For me, it is not too bad. It's like 18 degrees above the horizon. But that's as high as it'll get. And it's going to be sinking. Yeah, it's right at the meridian here right now. So that's as high as it gets. But that's awesome. Thanks Cosmic Ray, for mentioning that. Yeah, it's an exploding. It's a nova, not a supernova, so it's not going to, it's not as bright, but it's definitely bright. Could become a black hole. I don't know that I think novas, well, let's look that up. I want to say they lead to I want to say no AI overview. Yeah, all observed novas involve white dwarfs in close binary systems. So there's recurrent novas, dwarf novas. They're all considered to be cataclysmic variables. So some nova out, or some white dwarf out there just got a lot of matter dumped onto it or something, and it threw a little bit of a fit. I wonder if they figured out how far away the original star is. Let me look that up. Let's see. Let me just see what's... I don't know, sometimes a bunch of people are having this issue with, or at least seems like everybody on the Discord server, where when you stream, share video on Discord, it doesn't. It like spins the first time, and then it does the failed to start. So it says it's likely a classic nova. Wow, it's 4 million times brighter than the progenitor star was before it went nova. Yeah, where did it say how far the progenitor star was? Yeah, that's cool. Link of the nova. Okay, let me check. Let me look. Oops, sorry. Flipping around here, just trying to. I love it when these kind of things happen, especially on a live stream. Okay. Where'd you put the link? Yeah, there's nothing in that area. But I'm wondering if, I mean, they said it's 4 million times brighter than the progenitor star, so they know which one's the culprit, but curious if they've I like that. The Daily Galaxy is the name of the. Okay. Oh wow. The progenitor star was 22nd magnitude. So they don't say. I'm sure, obviously they know what the progenitor star is, so it'll be interesting to see how far away it is. I mean, it's within the galaxy, so, but I'm just curious. Some of these look to be the same article, but anyway. Anyway, that's cool. That's cool. Thanks, Kazakh Ray for the heads up. That was great. I think this is the first nova I've imaged. Where did you post the image? Is the star at the bottom 54066? Let me check. Which one did you? 74066, is it? Yes. HIP is also known as HD 133880 is this star. Oh, I scroll by it. Oh, you mean this one? No, where's the star? Yeah, unfortunately URLs don't. YouTube is bad about that. You could drop it in Discord somewhere, or sorry. Did I just look at this one? I think I just looked at this one. This image, right? Well, this is a pretty wide field of view. And it was at the 8th magnitude. So it's brightened up quite a bit. Let me double check something here. Okay. Oops. Okay. Oops. Let me. Okay. All right. Just checking something here. Make sure we're. And just to double check, I'm pointing at the right spot. Okay. Yeah, it's in the area that it's supposed to be in. So yeah, that's the right area. This is a much wider field. I think this star is this one, and I think that one is that one. And then the other ones are outside the field of view. Yeah. Yeah, and there's a couple of fainter ones that are, yeah. But yeah, that's cool. It's very bright. Very, very bright. And like I say, looking at Stellarium, it doesn't correspond to anything that is there. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, because I see in Stellarium, like there's some faint stars here, and there's kind of this shape. But yeah, that's really cool. Like I say, first nova I've imaged, And one of those articles, while I was skimming it, they mentioned T. Carone Borealis, how it hasn't gone nova yet, and it's been talked about for 15 months now at this point, so we'll see. Current exposure and gain. I should add that. I know Cosmic Race mentioned the gain, adding the gain. And what was the other one you had mentioned? Adding. I think you had mentioned something. I don't know if it was in the chat. Yeah, it is hidden. Sorry, I'm just looking at something. What did you... Yeah, LP or IR, yeah, that would be good. Dither settings, maybe, yeah. Hello, Mind Mobility. Welcome. Thanks for joining. What are we looking at? Well, we were starting to look at a galaxy, and Cosmic Ray mentioned that there's a nova, not a supernova, but a nova. And so we went to it, and this is the nova. It's actually pretty bright. It's 5th magnitude, 5 point something, because this star is like 5.8, so it's pretty bright. Apparently I guess it just went nova a few days ago, and it's been steadily brightening. And it's the articles were saying it's 4 million times brighter than it was before it went nova. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, we'll move on to another target. But for now, I'm just taking an image in of the exploding star, or erupting star. It's not like completely detonating. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And since I've been having a lot of clear nights, that's a good idea. I should do that. I mean, that would be easy enough. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be really cool. And really, it's so bright, it should be doable. Yeah, no problem. All right, what was I going to look at? Oh, that's what Wiley said. You mentioned satellite info earlier. And actually, yeah, that should be doable. The new program's written in JavaScript for the front end, and still some Python for the back end. And that Indy All Sky that has an option to show the current satellites is also written in Python, I believe. So could theoretically just pull that code in, unless it's got some kind of... Odds are it has a license that's compatible, so... yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, for some reason, Cosmic Ray, your stream isn't starting for me. Maybe it's just me. yeah. Let me check. How can I do this easily? The problem is I've got, well, oh, I don't know why I was, sorry, I just realized. I'll oh, yeah, this actually looks, it's funny on my laptop, it looks a lot crisper than on this monitor. It must be this monitor. I'll put it in the live stream channel. Live streams. There we go. And I'll also put it in the stream, the chat on the on the live observing and chat channel, or the chat for that. Anyway, it's out. I posted what I've got right now. But yeah, that's really cool. I again, thank you, Cosmic Ray, for mentioning that, because otherwise I would have totally missed it. And that is a nicely bright. I mean, that's naked eye visible. Like, you can easily see it in a darker location, and with binoculars you can see it probably just about anywhere. Very cool. Yeah, I'm sure it does. Send it out to the Houston Chronicle. Yeah, maybe have random one. I did do a bot. I did do a solve on it, and it showed the location in the sky, but there's no objects in the field, because it's like there's nothing. There's no, like, the only galaxies there are like PGC catalog, very faint, and mostly there's nothing in that field of view. Yeah, there's some galaxy, and I don't even have the brightness on it, so that can't be very bright then. 15.5 magnitude galaxy, another 15 magnitude PGC. So yeah, there's some like super faint galaxies. Like there's one. There might be somewhere down here. There's a PGC galaxy that is 15th magnitude. Well, the bot, but if I have to check it, I think when you solve it that, because I'm using astrometry.net, and I think whatever service I'm using doesn't include the HD stars. Yeah, I still need to, I have code to use a local solver, and I do, it will bring up the HD stars, the Henry Draper stars, but I haven't done it yet. And really before that I need to move it off my laptop. It's been running for months on my laptop. I mean, not continuously, I have to restart it sometimes. But yeah. Very cool. Alright, so I think I will stop that and move on to something else. Let's see. I put it in the chat for the streaming channel on Discord, and I also put it in this one called live streams. Yeah, there's I saw that there were some NGC objects, but yeah, it's not nearby. Nothing's really nearby. But yeah, I put it in the streaming chat on Discord. I don't think I can put it in YouTube. Can I? No. It doesn't even allow me to send a... Maybe one day they'll make... people will probably misuse it, but... Alright, cool. Cool. So we are... Alright, so I'm going to go to another target. Because we've got as much data as we're probably going to get from this. And I do like the idea of doing a time lapse on subsequent nights. So... One thing I have on the list, and let's see where the position is on that. Yeah, actually, this is about the time. I was going to wait until 11, another southern target, the Dragons of Ara. And I think I will do that next. It's NGC 6188. And it's a target that I know Stephen Fox has done some really great images of, because it's a lot more visible in his sky. I'm just looking at the framing. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out if I want to tweak it or just leave it as is. I'll leave it as is. So I'll go to grab that. Oh, that's the one that also goes by the name Rim Nebula. Now, do I want to do the light pollution filter? I can always turn it on. I'll start without it. And okay, I'm gonna switch to the Dragons of Ara right now. Dylan O'Donnell, the Dragon's Egg. Oh, interesting. Let me look at that. Or I'm not going to look at the video, but I'll look at it. I'm going to look at Stellarium. Oh. Is that it? Yeah, because I think I saw that thing. I think I saw that thing. Is it the little, like, kind of round thing near it? And the Seestar, it's kind of... It's interesting, but it's... Let me see. Fighting Dragons of Ara... Yeah. Oh, that's an interesting one. Yeah, it's NGC 6164. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, maybe I'll try that one too, just to take a look at it. Yeah. It's a lot of HA. Yeah, it looks interesting. It's pretty close by. Pretty close by to Dragons of Ara. It's kind of, I mean, Dragons of Ara is like a more extended object, and so Alright, cool. Yeah, that is an interesting, I wonder if I should turn on the, because it is a very HA-rich area. Maybe I'll turn on the light pollution filter right now, just to, yeah, let me try that. Yeah, I wanted to image this one because it hasn't quite gotten to the meridian yet, but this one's even lower. It's only about, right now, it is only about 9 degrees above the horizon. So it's very low, and this is in Texas. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I was looking around for that. Let me pull that up. It was but yeah, some of the photos people have taken of it, but you wouldn't get that close in with a Seestar. Yeah, and you'd probably have to have a lot of data for that. But that is a really interesting object. Like all the different nebulosity, and then that. Maybe I will point at it after a bit. It seems reasonably bright. Pelican and S30. Let's check. There we go. There we go. It was having a hard time starting before. 5 more minutes on M57. Let me check. What is that? What dither setting do you have on that? I'm just curious because of the rainbow noise that drives me batty. Of course, that's short trip. M51's looking nice from dark shades and oh yeah, Pelican. Nice. Now this one's going to be challenging, the Dragon's Var, because it's like so low for me. But Pelican is associated with North American Nebula. Nice. Yeah, it's like right next door. Posted a link to the photo on live streams for the Dragon's Egg. Yeah, that's really cool. Dragon's Egg. Very cool. I'll post a link to that. So this is This is Stephen Fox's. He just shared this in the live streams channel on Discord, but this is his image of the Dragons of Ara. That is a very, very impressive, very, very awesome target. Mine will probably not look like that, unless I have just tons of data. How much data was in that? Pelican near Deneb. Nice. 2 jets. It's always cool, the active stars. It's the product of 2 stars in a binary system. Cool. 200 minutes, okay. So I've only got 6 minutes, so I don't feel too terrible right now. But again, since it's so close to the horizon, I won't be able to get 200 minutes on it. I might be able to get an hour before it gets really low. Going on to the next target, Crescent Nebula. But yeah, that's a very impressive, really neat nebula. Very neat. Oh, somehow I have my magnifier turned on. Keep doing that. That's why I need it. Maybe this weekend, hopefully. Maybe this weekend I'll be able to fix the new live view so it actually works as for live view. The image actually comes up because since it has its own built-in zoom. Oh, nice. Star stuff. Get 50% off. Yeah, they actually have they're the ones who have one of the plane waves at Starfront. Yeah, I've actually run a few articles, or read a few articles from them. That's cool. Star stuff. Oh, the Pi Finder. That's cool. Okay, I need to not get sidetracked. Which is easy for me to do. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, I need to check that out. It's been a while since I've had, I used to have a bunch of astronomy magazines. I I got astronomy, sky and telescope. I was a member of the Planetary Society back in the day. Yep. Yeah, so earlier today, like I was saying, I kind of was redoing the telescope that I'm using, that I use for observing, but during the day and night, the mini PC. And I've had a few situations recently where I was worried about some rain showers coming through, and so I had to like bring everything in. But this case is actually waterproof. It's more or less waterproof. So if it starts sprinkling, it won't immediately get fried. So that's good. And I'm going to put, I think this was Cosmic Ray's suggestion, I'm going to put some, I've seen people who do, who wrap their scopes when they're doing solar work with like kind of aluminum foil, kind of, not maybe aluminum foil. Anyway, I'm going to put one of those space blankets over it to try to help, because I was, when I went out there the other day, the mini PC was pretty hot, and I had put like some material over to try to shield it from the sun, and the Raspberry Pi was like uncomfortably hot to the touch, the motherboard, and it was, I think the board was, the CPU sensor said it was like 190 degrees Fahrenheit, so like 90 Celsius. Wasn't ideal, and it was like massively thermal throttled. Yeah, everybody has a pile of Astromechs. I used to have a lot of, and then I had like other kind of science. I had Popular Science. I had Discover magazine. I had a lot of magazine subscriptions back in the day. And then of course I had some computer magazines. I had Byte magazine. All sky wrapping in saran wrap. You know, so this is kind of a tangent. I actually messaged the guy who wrote for the All Sky software. He wrote some of the sensor modules, and I was asking him about the thermal module, specifically the one that I use on my localized All Sky camera. And I asked him how he weatherproofed it, because the problem is it's a thermal camera, and a lot of material blocks the medium or far infrared wavelengths. Like a lot of glass is not clear. So I think I had figured I couldn't put it in the acrylic, under the acrylic dome. And he actually said he used saran wrap, I think over the thermal lens. And so I was thinking about doing that. And he would check on it periodically to make sure it wasn't degrading. But I actually found another material that I think would work, and I have a roll of it, Kapton tape, and I went down a rabbit hole of people talking about industrial controllers that use thermal monitoring systems, and that Kapton tape worked. So for those who don't know Kapton tape, it's this stuff. A lot of times you'll see it on electronics when you get it. There'll be this like non-conductive tape. But yeah, that's I'll probably be using that for the thermal camera, at least, just to keep it weatherproof. Oh, interesting. That's weird. Very weird. Yeah. But yeah, so the all sky camera was like super hot in the sun, and so I need to do some more work on it to try to make it safe for running in sunlight. I also ordered another cable because one of my concerns was the cable was a little too. One of the camera cables on the solar rig was a little shorter than I would have liked it, so I got a different cable. And I also got like these breakaway USB adapters, kind of like MagSafe, but you can add them onto a USB-C cable, and so hopefully that'll fix things if it ends up but yeah, hopefully the conditions will cooperate so I can do a solar stream, because I'm getting the hang of the spectroheliograph. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I have it anywhere. Images from it, but I think they're off on a drive. Oh, actually, what I can do, I did post some of them. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I'm looking forward to doing a proper live stream with that. Just need the weather to cooperate. But I do feel better if I do have a window of clear weather. I can set up things a lot quicker now with the kind of the new case. I put the mini PC in and some other related gear that I would run outside. So hopefully it will cooperate. And then I had done an experiment the other day when I had it out, and where I took a series of images and tried to make a little animation, and it was okay, but I want to make a longer movie of the sun. But then I think after I do that, I want to try experimenting with other frequencies like the calcium line. Hello, Mrs. Random Arrow. Clear night vibes. Yeah, definitely. It's although I don't have the scopes out here because I was a little tired from previous couple nights of being up late on the live stream. So yeah. And yeah, wow. Hello, Mrs. Random Arrow, and thanks for dropping by from elsewhere in Random Arrow Manor. Okay, not quite Manor, but downstairs or somewhere in an undisclosed location. Nice. Well, that's good. Now, let me go back to. I'm like, oh wow, that pelican's. That's looking really nice. Not even 15 minutes of detail. That cosmic ray. That's nice. That's looking nice. That's cool. Very cool. And that's getting some nice detail. M51 there. But yeah, this pelican's doing well. I need to since there's been some clear nights, I need to open a ticket with Starfront and have them redo the alignment, the polar alignment on mine, because it's like there's always tracking errors, but yeah, it's off a bit. Yeah, what else? Let me look at my list of targets for tonight. I see 5076. Zero 76. Oh, that's that's that ghost or something that I attempted to image from here and it failed. Yeah, it is IC 5076. It's actually near the North American Nebula. Also goes by the name, it's a reflection nebula. I don't know what's its name. Or maybe it was it something? I don't remember if somebody recommended it or if it was just something I ran across that was interesting because it's blue. And then let's see. LBN 400. Oh yeah, that was an interesting one. But I don't know how much data it'll take for that. I have a feeling it's one of those dimmer ones. Let's see. Okay. And let's see. NGC 7380, the Wizard Nebula. Still a little low. So actually, which direction is it? It is to the northeast, so that's gonna be a problem, at least in the near term. Let's see where that LBN is. That is northeast and higher, but and I see 5076. That might be, that's even higher. I'll probably try that one next. The IC 5076, because it's a reflection nebula and it's relatively close to North American Nebula and Pelican Nebula. But yeah, I'm gonna try it out. Getting some good data from the Crescent Nebula. M51 is a real cool galaxy. It's very easy. Sorry, I was just a little mesmerized by some things. All right, cool. Yeah, after the Dragons of Ara, I will move on to this reflection nebula. Now, I might not be up super late tonight, even though the conditions are good, because I have to be up early tomorrow morning. I know it's a Saturday, but I have to be up early. But it might actually be clear tomorrow night too, which would be good. And it might be clear. Yeah, it looks like it'll be clear at Starfront. And it'll be clear. Might be clear here tomorrow night, in which case I'll go back to having multiple scopes out. And allegedly it's going to be clear during the day here, which, if true, would mean a solar stream, but it was claiming that yesterday for today. Didn't happen. Frustratingly. Cool. Yeah, I'll let the Dragons of Ara go to maybe 40 minutes or so, and then I'll try that, moving on to that reflection nebula. Yeah, it's nice that we're kind of, I mean, there's still plenty of galaxies up, but we're actually now getting more targets that we're able to image, nebulas and clusters and, well, things besides globular clusters. Getting a lot more, and dark nebula, since the summer Milky Way is starting to be more, it rises much earlier than it had been. Getting some of the, yeah. Which filter is this, Wiley site? Are you using the stock filter or that the SV Bony? Okay, SV, yeah, 220 and IR cut. Cool. Yeah, I'm kind of curious what results you get from imaging that. Actually, that's another. Okay. Yeah, the Milky Way is up nicely, so. 5 more minutes and then moving to SH2106. Which one is that? SH2106 is the Celestial Snow Angel. That's a new one on me. Oh, that's interesting. DMs, direct message. DMS. No, it's, yeah, just direct messaging. Let's see. Let's go. SH2106. Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, it is. Oh wow, Celestial Snow Angel. SH2106. That's pretty cool. I forgot. Yeah, I think I'm going to stop the Dragons of Ara and move on to that. I forgot before I did that, I was going to look at the at that egg nearby, just to check that out. So it's NGC 6164. Totally forgot about that. So I'm gonna stop this this one and move on to the Dragon's Egg, which is right next to it, pretty close. Oh, are you moving Cosmic? That was a pretty cool. The Pelican was looking pretty nice. Cool. Galaxy. Sorry, my watch was complaining about running low on battery. Yeah, I end up having to like switch to different modes to even have a chance of seeing some of it, because a lot of times, yeah, you'll look it up and there's nothing there in the default Stellarium view, which is unfortunate, and then you look it up and it's like, wow, that actually is an interesting object. Okay, Dragon's Egg. I'm not gonna let it run for too long, because I mean I'm not gonna match that Dylan O'Donnell photo, but I mean that was with a 14-inch telescope. But I do want to try to get some data from it. Let's see. So we're going on to that one, and then M27. All right. Dumb. Having a hard time talking. Dumbbell Nebula. Apple Core Nebula. Planetary Nebula. Nebulosity surrounding a white dwarf. Tried several. Yeah, the one I'm using is the DSS red survey, and that does show some of those objects, but it also has a lot of artifacts in it too, unfortunately. Prolate spheroid. Oh, hello, Seiko. Good evening, or good afternoon. Thanks for dropping by. Some of it's starting to come through already. Okay, interesting. Prolate spheroid. It's a different term. I'm kind of curious how this one, this SH2106 will turn out. And this dragon's egg is definitely bigger than I was expecting. Of course, where is... Sometimes this gets super confused. Okay. There we go. That is so bizarre. But yeah, that's pretty cool. It's, I mean, with time it'll fill in some of the gaps, but it's relatively bright. First nebula. Yeah, that is a cool one. It's very colorful. Very, very colorful. Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite kind of bright nebulas that are, yeah, just because of the colors on it, and the size isn't too bad. I mean, there's so many nebulas out there, but I do like that one. And I think when I first got this, my Seestar, I didn't really image it much because I think it was in a position, and then the weather wasn't cooperating. It's always kind of hit or miss with me. Just picking up my little Amazon figure. came off its base and fell over. It's from amazon.co.jp. One of the random things I have sitting on my desk, along with I haven't showed my assistant on camera in a while. There's my still sitting over here. That's looking good. The crescent. Yeah, that dragon's egg. Wonder how long I'll have to image it to get some of the other detail. I think after that, okay, I'll do IC 5076 next. IC 5076. Alright. Okay. Let's see, IC 5076. Keep repeating that so I don't forget. Cool. Alright. I queued that up so I can go to it next. Dumbbell contains knots. Pattern of bright and light. Dark and bright cusped knots and associated dark tails. Photoionization fronts. That's pretty cool. Snow angel. Be about the size of M57. Yeah, I mean I think it's just gotten like the brightest bit of it so far, but with time it'll get a bit more, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, that's a good idea. Kind of cross-reference it. Now sometimes there aren't wiki pages, but yeah, if there is one, it definitely should do that. Radius 0.13. It's larger than most other white dwarfs. That's cool. .13 light seconds. Yeah. I mean, the thing I always remember is white dwarfs were on the order of the size of Earth. I guess bigger. But 0.13 light seconds would be double, triple the size of Earth. Don't ask me why I figured that in my head, but yeah, 3 times the size of Earth. So that was pretty good. I did that in my head. Yeah, interesting. Maybe an astroband search, yeah, because that's what I do a lot of times. Yeah, I'm getting so many good ideas. I need to just get the basic functionality going so then I can start adding some of these features. Because, I mean, a lot of times some of the things I add because I figure other people might find it useful, but also for my own sake, like for live streams. And so I think yeah, it would be useful in general, but it would definitely be useful for me on the live streams. Yeah, it kind of has these areas off to the side, kind of different extra, I don't know what you would call it, not emissions, but a little further. Expansion velocity 31 kilometers per second. It's 100,000 an hour, 60,000 miles per hour. I mean, 15,000 years later, that's still a lot of movement. Let's see. Yeah, that Dragons of Ara was I missed Destin's message. It was a 2x mosaic. It's pretty cool. We've got a nice sunset in Auckland from Destin. I get a little too distracted by looking at the nice sunset. This is starting to get a lot more detail here. That's good. Now if I could just figure out this there we go. Yeah, it'll be at some point it'll be more, but I don't know if I'll have it running for that long, but it'll be more of an oblong shape. Let me have some water. I always forget to drink. Yeah, actually, I think Miley Site mentioned it, and that's why I looked it up, and I realized I was right next door because I was at the Dragons of Ara. Oh. Emission Nebula. That's cool. Oh, wow. Herschel. So, long time ago, a couple hundred years ago. Nice. But yeah, I need to check out that Dylan O'Donnell video. There's a couple of his videos I haven't watched yet. They're in my backlog. I think it's because I've just been either working or coding. I mean, coding astronomy or coding for work. That is interesting, Because, yeah, looking at it, you'd think it was some kind of planetary nebula like this one, you know, where it's kind of some central star has chucked off a bunch of matter, but yeah, it's an emission nebula, which is usually the kind of places where stars are forming, not falling apart. Got photobombed by a satellite. Never fails. Yeah. Yeah, it does. It does look like those gravitational lenses too. That's one thing I'd like to image. I mean, technically I did image something that was lensed. I imaged the twin quasar, and that's actually a single quasar that's gravitationally lensed. But I don't think I'll be able to do it with the Seestar, but I'd like to be able to image one of those like Einstein arcs or something. I have no idea what it would take to image that, but it would be cool to try. Oh, okay, the waves are from gas. That's cool. Crescent is neat. Two stars interact and release waves of gas. So many cool objects, and the scale of them always gets me. Like, you know, the nearest star is a little over 4 light years away. I mean, besides the sun, and but yet some of these nebulas are like tens of light years across, or hundreds. Wonder what it would be like being in a star kind of passing through it. Relatively young, not dying. Yeah. 3 and 4 million. 40 times more massive than the sun. That is massive. The dragon's egg, it's definitely showing more detail. All right, yeah. Well, good night. Thanks for dropping by, Seiko. Have a good rest of your day. Let me look. I want to look at what this dragon's egg looks like locally. Oh. I actually only set it up to go for 30 minutes, so for the time on target, so it's only got about 8-9 minutes, and I'll go on to the next target. But this definitely is one I want to try again. Looks very interesting. Yeah. Yeah, no, I know. At one point I had, or for a bit of time before the current layout, I had kind of a box. It was like a rectangle, and my image was at the top, and there was like the all-sky camera below. And one of the rectangles, I was wanting to put like information about the target I was imaging, but there was some issue with the rectangle, some things in general, and I just kind of, it's still around, but I stopped using it. I never wired up the facts, the details, provision of the channel. Yeah. No, it's cool. It's sometimes I look things up, but a lot of times I don't during the stream. I'll usually look things up after the fact, or sometimes I'll look it up. Yeah. I can't help myself. I really like sunsets. Snow angel polar jets from a star, 15 solar masses, 2 light years across and 2,000 light years away. That's cool. Polar jets. Yeah, it's just the dynamic processes behind some of these things is pretty cool. Yeah. You know, one thing I was messing around with at one point, I was actually using ChatGPT. I mean, it makes up stuff, but I was having it try to summarize some things, and some of it wasn't bad. But yeah, the API would be better, more consistent. Actually, at one point, you can download a lot of the Wikipedia data. I did download all the astronomy articles, or the ones that were in the astronomy category, because I was kind of messing around with some things. Ideas. Yeah, I've only got 4 minutes on Quack. Only 4 minutes on target. And then it will go on to a different nebula. Let's see. Look, Python. Yeah, there's definitely would be doing some Python with doing some of it with Python. Yeah, I think like I said, I'm getting early tomorrow. I think I might go for about a half hour more and call it a night. Now, if it's clear tomorrow night, I can go longer, go go later then. Yeah. Allegedly Starfront might be clear here. It might be clear initially, and then maybe a little bit of clouds, but not a lot. Not a lot. So we'll see. The weather's always hit or miss here, unfortunately. I need to, many things to be done. Just turn over your coding. I actually have, I don't turn it over, but it is helpful for some things, for a lot of things. Like a lot of the development tools they'll do, for years they've done, like Microsoft did it with IntelliSense, where it'll kind of suggest command statements to use, or if it detects you typing a certain programming construct, it'll kind of offer to autocomplete it. If you're making API calls, it'll say these are the methods you can call, or not API calls, but library calls. And so that's been around for a long time. But in some ways, some of the AI stuff is kind of like the ultimate version of that, where especially the ones that aren't general purpose, well, even some of the general purpose ones, a lot of them have been trained a lot on some programming data, and then the ones that are more programming focused have really been trained on a lot of programming data. So you can ask it to do certain React code, or call certain public APIs that are maybe widely used, and it'll scaffold it out and have some working code pretty quickly. Sometimes it gets confused or hallucinates, but yeah. Now, Dave, your code is pathetic. Yeah, exactly. There's well, and what was it when I was watching a video about the Google outage a few days back, where their authentication system went down, and it caused a bunch of issues with different Google services, but it also caused issues with companies that used some of those services. So like Cloudflare had some issues. I want to say Spotify had some issues. I don't know, but it was a lot. And I guess some people were like, is it because they were using AI code and deployed it? But it wasn't. Or at least my understanding is it wasn't. It was something else, but just an issue. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why it can get it comically wrong. And so, yeah, it's good to not leverage it. I mean, not just blindly accept what it came up with. But it does have a lot of, it is useful. So there's a reflection nebula in here. This is, it's relatively close to Pelican Nebula, and yeah, it's a reflection nebula, so I don't have the light pollution filter on. I don't think I do. Let me double check that I didn't accidentally put that on. See, that's where it'd be handy to have it on live view. Yeah, it's off. Yeah, it's yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, for me it's mostly kind of getting a lot of structure and scaffolding in place, or especially, like I say, if it's well established code or libraries. One of the issues I run into sometimes is a lot of APIs will change quickly, or libraries will change, and because the AIs are trained on data up to a point, and then they kind of refine the training, they do fine tuning on it. It might be, only current as of last year, and I found sometimes that makes a huge difference. Like, the code will not run because it's referencing an old version of the library. So if you just do an install, it, like, if you create a project and install a library, it just pulls the latest library, but it won't work. And then there's other times where I've looked into it and I'm like, was this an old version of the library? And I looked at the old versions of the library and it's like, it hallucinated this code would have never worked. And I have no idea why it. Oh, and it was the other thing that AIs are, it is funny because some of them can be very confident in their answers, even when they're completely wrong. And sometimes I just give up and move on, or fix it by hand. But there were a few times where I was like, okay, here's some code. The AI was like, oh, here's some code. And I'm like, this is wrong. And I've seen it where AIs will say, oh yeah, you're right. And then it'll give you a different wrong answer, or it'll actually do it right. But it was like insistent. It's like, no, this is correct. And I'm like, no, this is not correct. And then it's like, I looked at it again and it's correct. Like, yeah. Anyway, it was very stubborn. It's pretty funny. Oh, nice. So 1895, relatively recent. That's cool. Yeah, this one, I'm not sure how long I'll image this one, because I was just seeing how bright it was. Or I was curious about it, but it might end up being a little fainter than I expected. It's a blue supergiant. Fluctuates by 0.1 magnitude. Yeah, that's one thing I know people do it with Seestars. They measure stars, variable stars. I should try that out. That's one of the things I haven't done that I've thought about doing. What was I going to do after this one? Do I want to do that one? At this point, maybe. I wonder if this will be high enough. Yeah, it's probably too low. Star lizard cluster? Some of these names. Yeah, gives you gives you more bad code and it still doesn't work. Yeah, that's it. That can be frustrating. A lot of times I'll stop. And there's a couple of AI tools I've used where they actually would recommend kind of starting a new chat or clearing the context, because sometimes the previous context just confuses it. And so you start over and it's actually comes up with a better answer. I mean it's a statistical model, yeah, it's interesting, but it is kind of funny. Oh yeah, because like there's some, there were a couple channels I watch of like either AI fails or like artwork, or not artwork, where people have done video generation and then it comes up with some really surreal things. Those are funny. And a lot of times the comments are like, this use of AI I can endorse. It's just comically weird. Yeah, this one's kind of a faint one. I mean, to be fair, it's better than like the Dolphin Nebula. It's already showing something, but let me look at this, see what it could look like. Yeah, I guess this is the blue nebulosity would be all in this area. Yeah, so it's not huge, but there is definitely more. I mean, some of the nebulosity goes all the way over to here. I mean, it's not showing up yet, but looking at some other images of it. So yeah, I might move on to another thing. But I need to find something that's high enough, because some of the other targets on the list might be a little too low. Maybe I'll save those for another live stream where I'm up later. Yeah, so let me do a new search on some things. Did some dark nebula the other day. I'm not sure if I want to do that. I mean, sometimes it's unavoidable if you get something near the Milky Way, but I'm not going to like focus on that. Maybe. We'll see. I did the Eagle. I did Trifid. Just kind of looking around that area, seeing if there's anything I haven't done recently. Did the Omega Nebula. Did the Lagoon Nebula. Really, if I redo the... Next time I do the Lagoon Nebula, I want to do Mosaic. Tom Thumb Cluster. I did the Lobster. I did the Cat's Paw. Did the Snake. Granted, that's a dark nebula, but let's see. How high is that? It's kind of, yeah, maybe it's another low target, relatively low. Maybe I'll try the is that going to be too faint? Well, let me look a little bit more. Yeah, what the heck? I'll do that. One thing on my list from a few days ago was the Prawn Nebula. Okay, Yeah, and also see if like drizzling it will get more detail. That could be good. Worth a shot at least. Little pin cushion. Reflection Nebula, 2,000 light years. Cool. It is interesting how many of those are a few thousand light years away. Should I try the Prawn Nebula? Yeah, exactly. You can always revisit it if it looks like it is worth it. Yeah, maybe I'm not feeling the prawn right now. I'll leave that for another day. And I'm seeing a bunch of things that I want to revisit, but with a mosaic. Let's see. What is that? No. There are some very interesting things, but I think some of these might be too faint. Did I image that? No, that might be too faint. I'm just kind of panning around the Milky Way looking for things to possibly image. NGCs. Let's see. I think I've hit most of the bright ones. What is over here? That is weird. What is that? Yeah, and then this survey doesn't show any detail there, which is weird. Oh, okay, cloud sculpting star cluster. That's cool. All right, I'm still fishing around the Milky Way looking for things that could be interesting. Oh. Tom Thumb cluster. Yeah, it's interesting. In the stellarium view I have, a lot of it's just, it doesn't even show anything there. Okay. Let me look at that 6124. Okay. It's also known as C75. Maybe I'll do that 10 minutes and then do nice. The Cocoon Nebula, Reflection Emission, and Caldwell Object. Yeah, maybe I'll start with this NGC 6124 and then do that for, like you say, 10 minutes. And then move on to what? Okay, it's also known as Caldwell 65, so I'll do that. Or Caldwell 75, sorry. And then maybe I'll just go ahead and do the prawn. Wait, what is that? It's an interesting structure. Huh. There are so many interesting dark nebulas there. So we'll do the prawn. And I will maybe end the stream with that. So let's append. Okay. So now I'm going to move on to Caldwell 75, also known as NGC 6124, which is an open cluster discovered by Abe Lasalle in 1751 during a tour of South Africa. Almost 1900 light years away, 125 stars. Actually, that looks like an interesting area. That looks very interesting because since it's in the kind of Milky Way, there's some dark nebulosity and nebulosity in the area. So that's interesting. Very interesting. IC 5146. Dark lane this runs. Oh yeah. The cocoon. Yeah, that's the cool thing. The cocoon area. I've wanted to do like a really wide view of it because there's some really neat things. Like that whole area is really interesting. And there's some people on the Discord server who've posted, I think it was, some really neat shots of it. Well, we've gotten off to an inauspicious start. 2 drop frames. 3 drop frames. Let me see why it's dropping frames. Star trails. Okay, got 1 image. Hopefully it'll get more than 1. I hope the cord isn't like wrapped. Yes, it is. It is really struggling. Hopefully it'll have better luck with the Prawn Nebula. Really, S30 really dancing tonight. Yeah, it's getting a lot of good targets there. All right. Oh, nice. Well, yeah. Have a good rest of your evening, Star Traveler. Thanks for joining. Man, these stars are. NGC 6823 is okay. That's an interesting one. Nice. Wow. 15 light years wide. Bright star at the center is powering an intense nebular glow, clearing out a cavity. That's cool. NGC 6820. Actually, I should check out the Cocoon Nebula at some point. I imaged it from home, but haven't imaged it from Starfront yet. And then that NGC 6823 looks like that could be interesting. Some of the photos I saw of it. Oh yeah, that's interesting. But where is it? It is... Oh, it's above the Dumbbell Nebula, so it's in that same area. It's right near the Dumbbell Nebula, kind of near-ish to Crescent Nebula. Stable synthetic. Yeah. It's also Caldwell 75 in this case. In my case. Yeah, I mean, it looks, I mean, I looked at some photos of it, and it's got some nebulosity, that, like, a fairly extended region of it, so that letting it run for a while should be good. I've seen some really cool photos of the Cocoon Nebula. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, a lot of good targets tonight. um, I made some notes because I want to try some of these. Yeah, maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I'll bring out the Apertura 75Q refractor again, and use the light pollution filter or one of the filters and try some of these. LBN 438. LBN 438. Let me look at that. That's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. Yeah, I'll definitely have to try that out. It's kind of low right now, but on later in the evening, that would be a neat one. It's Caldwell 75 open cluster. Nice. Might not get it until fall. Yeah, I think I might be able to image it. It's kind of low right now. Oh, actually. Altitude. I could probably image it in like an hour or two. I mean, I'm not staying up that late, but I could add it to a schedule and run it later. Could be worth it. I think it would be worth it. This is cool because you can definitely see some of the dark nebulosity around it, around the cocoon. Definitely see a lot of things there. And the crescent, definitely getting some more detail, some of the oxygen. And this image won't, Caldwell 75, I only did it for 10 minutes, so it's about to go to the next image. Oh, hello Benji, good evening. Thanks for joining. It's late. There we go. So let us go. Yeah, that kind of bothers me that it was trailing like that. From Reddit in general, let me check. Oh, done watching Dune 2. Awesome. Insert more quarters for information. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know where to insert the quarters. Reddit. Let's see. Whoa. What in the world? That's a wolf frigate star? Wow. That is wild. That's a throwback. Wow. 55 hours on that. That is impressive. That is really impressive. Wolf Ray at 134. Oh, hey. already got something, only 5 frames in. The Prawn Nebula. I think there's a lot of nebulosity up here, and maybe some dark nebulosity there and there. It'd be interesting to see that. South Dakota. Yeah, sometimes you get to some areas and it's like the land that time forgot. You know, driving around and it's like, oh hey, there's a Radio Shack. I didn't realize there were, and you're like, where am I now? Yeah, so this is the Prawn Nebula here. Seems to be doing well. So yeah, I'll probably let this one run. I think I put it in for an hour, but I'm not gonna. I think I'm gonna. I feel. I think I'm gonna start wrapping it up just because I have to get up early tomorrow. Unfortunately. But like I said, if it's clear, I plan on streaming later tomorrow night. Let's see. Oh, nice. So again, because Stephen Fox has much better views of some of these targets because they're much higher in the sky. This is the Prawn, right? Prawn Nebula? Yeah. That's cool. Very cool. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. As a signpost, you have entered the Radio Shack zone. Yeah, it's funny. Like, we were, I was in Oregon in some small area, and I hadn't seen a Radio Shack recently, and I saw one. I'm like, what? I'm confused. But yeah, there's a bunch of them still open, or at least there were when I looked it up. I'm like, oh, there are more open than I realized. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it at that. Because again, that next door, the B-50 Love Shack. Yeah. Yeah, the Love Shack. Love Shack, baby. Yeah, that takes me back. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had said earlier I was probably going to cut this one short because I have to get up at like 8 in the morning and Turf. Yeah, hello, Turf. I was actually just saying I think I'm going to wrap up the stream because I've been up. I have to get up in the morning. But if it's clear during the day, I'll do a solar stream. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to put that on screen. But good night, Cosmic Ray. Have a good rest of your evening. And thanks for sharing that a bunch of targets tonight. And thanks for Wiley Sight and Dark Shades for sharing. Yeah, no, Seiko was there briefly but had to go back to work. Image through the night. Yeah, I think I might keep this going on Discord as well. Once I get kind of everything moved around out of my office here, but and I'll probably queue up a couple other targets that I'll run into the evening. So camels are hopping. Yeah, that's nice. Usually in the stream when he gets here. Yeah, no, that's true. He was here earlier and then left. But yeah, I feel I hate it when people, or I hate it when, you know, like I'm about to end the stream and then sorry. But yeah, I'll probably do a solar stream tomorrow if it's clear. If it's clear tomorrow night, I'll do a normal stream, probably with the multiple telescopes. So the S50 locally, S30 locally, S50 at Starfront, and maybe the refractor with a narrowband filter. Yeah, I'm so wanting to do a normal stream with that, and I finally feel confident that I can do it. I can be up here without and not be downstairs working on it. But I have to yeah, but hopefully that'll be tomorrow. It was going to be today and clouds came, so hopefully tomorrow it won't. Oh man, lost a cable to the lawnmower. That's rough. Yeah. Well, and even then the H alpha ends up, it was pretty active, even in spite of like it's always, it's looks a lot more dynamic in H alpha, so at least there's that. But yeah, hopefully it will. The prawn lost tracking. Yeah, it's a very low target, and the previous target I was imaging was struggling. So I may just keep it going and try to see why it's doing that. Actually, I need to see when's the moon rising. Oh no, sorry, I was the moon rises in a couple hours. Yeah. Yeah, it was doing this on the previous target too, so hopefully it's not because of cord issues again. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks everybody for joining, and like I say, keep subscribe, and hopefully I'll have at least one more stream tomorrow or today. But yeah, good night, Turf. Good night, Stephen Fox. Night, Dark Shades, and I will. Yeah, I will see you. My assistant's standing in the way of the monitor. This assistant was in the way of the monitor. Have a good night, and I'll see you next time. Bye.